Hey guys, what's going on, and welcome back to the channel. Tonight we're going to be working on the Gladiator. Going to take a break on the second gen and turn our attention to the Gladiator project. Going to be doing some work up here on the headlights. I don't like all the silver that's going on. The truck is completely, for the most part, blacked out, from badging to everything. We are going to be adding an accent color in the future, as far as the suspension and stuff like that, but for right now, yeah, that's a whole lot of silver going on as far as the headlights. So what I have picked up is some headlights from the HID factory. I will put a link in the description for their website. Pretty cool guys over there in Texas, or down there in Texas actually for me. They have a lot to offer, from the Jeeps to even the second gens. They have a lot to offer as far as the truck. So this is what I've went with. Still a lot of silver going on, but more so it's blacked out. This is a projector style headlight that we're going to go with, and they do have some DRLs, which the Gladiators do, or my truck does not. Some of the higher end models, the Rubicon, stuff like that, when they get into the headlights, they do have the DRLs, and this one does not. It has headlights that come on as far as when the headlights come on when the windshield wiper's on, but nothing else. So this is what we went with. Really cool look. This is the DRL during the day, this pattern right here. So we're going to get these installed in this kit. You are going to get your 2 anti-flickers, and then also you're going to get your wiring for your DRLs, and then it'll run from each headlight. You have your main plug, and then you have your DRL plug, and then it's going to go from one headlight to the other, piggyback together, and then go on up to the fuse box, and then we'll do a fuse tap inside the fuse box. To get these out, you have some tabs, these locking tabs all the way through here. Basically you pull that up and then out, and then you got some clips down here in the bottom of the grill, and it'll come out, and then there's 3 screws on the back side. So we'll start off, we'll go ahead and get the factory headlights out and start installing the new ones. All right, we'll go ahead and start pulling these tabs out. Like I said, the way these work, there's a push pin, you push that down, it spreads that out, and that keeps everything locked in place. So you just need to pry that up, and then once you do that, you can get your tool under there and pry it out, and that's how those work. After all those are out, you can take your grill, pull it back, and then it just has all these locking tabs all the way across the bottom. After you get your grill out, you are going to have 3 10mm to get your factory headlights out on both sides. We'll go ahead and pull those out, and then we'll start running our wire for the DRL. What I've done, it just makes it so much simpler. You can use the hood prop if you want to, but the hoods on the Jeeps will go all the way back. But when you do that, make sure and put a microfiber up there in between the top of the windshield and the hood. Otherwise, you're going to be marring things up. I did that just to give myself some more room and a lot more light to be able to see to run that wiring harness up for the DRLs. So right now, we'll go ahead and get the 3 bolts out of each headlight, get those unplugged, and get them out of our way. All right, with both headlights out, I have everything laid out here, what's gonna go in the truck. And these are adjustable too. You see that black tab right there, that black rubber cap right there? You take that off, and that's how you adjust the headlights. For right now, we're going to put them in because we have to have a baseline to see where they're at. So I had the 2 anti-flickers, they're ready to go, and there's plenty of room back behind each of the headlights to be able to put those anti-flickers in there and just let them lay there, or if you want to fasten them up someplace, you can. And then I have the wiring harness for the DRLs laying right there. DRLs is 100% optional. If you don't want to put those in, you do not have to. It's just kind of cool since this truck is not equipped with DRLs. I am able to have them. So right here is the piggyback that we're going to be putting in. Already have a 5 amp fuse in there for the DRLs. And then F52, which is the cigarette lighter. You just go through and find F52, which is right up here. I will go ahead and pull that out of its location, which is a 20 amp fuse, and then put it back in the piggyback right there. And then they do provide you with a barrel butt connector, which, I mean, since it's inside the fuse box, I really don't care. But for the most part, you guys know I like to solder pretty much everything and then use heat shrink, or use a heat shrink butt connector. That's one thing I do not like, is just a standard butt connector inside there. But it is what it is. It is going to be inside the fuse panel, so I'm not going to worry about it. Everything that we do underneath the hood and behind the lights and stuff, that will all get some dielectric grease inside these plugs. So we're going to go ahead and start getting the wiring harness ran for the DRLs first, and then we can go ahead and start installing the headlights. This is what I was talking about here. You have a long side and then you have a short side for your DRLs. You want to make sure and take the long side to the passenger or to the driver's side. I'm going to run mine right underneath this molding. Under here there's another wiring harness we can zip tie it to, and then kind of keep things tucked and out of the way. Alright, with the wiring harness ran for the DRLs, we can go ahead and start this installation process. Go ahead and plug that into your factory harness, and then this end of the anti-flicker will go into the back of the headlight. After you get everything plugged in, make sure and lock everything up. And go ahead and put these right in place. Go ahead and reinstall our bolts. Do the same thing over on the driver's side, and then we can go ahead and hook up our DRLs in the fuse box. Alright, for the ground on the DRLs, there's 3 grounds right here that I use. What I had to do is I had to strip this all the way back, and I do not have any eyelets, so for right now we're just going to tuck the wire in here. I'm going to have to pick up some eyelets, and then also I would go ahead and ran the positive up to the cigarette lighter. We got our jumper in. You go ahead and put your 5 amp on top, and then your piggyback, your 20 amp will go on the bottom, as you can see right there. And then you just run your wire right out the side, because there is just a little bit of a gap to where it won't pinch it off. So we'll go ahead and tuck that in there, and then put the lid on the fuse box, get our grill back in, make sure everything works, and take it for a drive and see how they perform. Alright, I think those look 100% better than the silver headlights that were in there. We're gonna go for a drive right now and see how everything looks, and I do have some comparison footage that I can throw in there now, and then we'll see what it looks like afterwards. Then I also have some footage I'm gonna throw in there as far as the headlight shining on the door also. All right, we're sitting right here in the driveway. We're probably about 25 foot away from the garage door. So these are the factory headlights. You can see they do have a nice straight beam all the way across the top. Very nice and projected forward. The beam is down. The fog lights are off. That's with fog lights, so I want to keep those off so I can do a comparison with just the headlights only. That's the low beams. That's the high beams. So now we'll go ahead and check out the HIDs and see, or the HID factory headlights and see what the comparison is between the two of the high beam and low beam, and also the drive test. All right, you can see right there, still a nice straight wide beam, but just a little bit brighter than them factory ones. So all in all, pretty happy with the way that the headlights turned out. There's the high beams right there. And there's the low beams, and I do not have the fog lights on. That's with the fog lights there. Quite a bit of difference from the before and after. All right, as you guys can see, there's quite a bit of difference between the factory headlights and the new HID headlights, or the new projector headlights from HID factory. There, I'll get it right. Extremely happy with them. The way they perform, you can see the driving test. No comparison between, like I said, the factory and the aftermarket halos. Excuse me. Here is their information if you guys want to check them out. It is the HID factory in Texas. I will put their link in the description. They are also on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram if you guys want to check them out there. Here's another look at the headlights. Very, very nice. At first I was kind of concerned about this silver ring, but after you get them installed, that silver ring pretty much disappears and it's got a nice blacked out look. So anyway guys, if you don't mind, hit that like button, give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you have not already done so, and we'll see you guys in the next one.